wonder if this will work. Is this gonna... Yeah. There we go. I'm all bundled up. Going for a bike ride December 26th. Straighten that out. So I met my girlfriend's parents last night for Christmas. They were so nice. I loved them all for individual reasons. They're really cool. And it was one of those classic scenarios where, God damn it, if I don't fucking get along with every goddamn Trump supporter I meet, I don't know, what am I trying to say? I do get along, it seems like. And it perpetuates this idea that, in me, this conspiracy theory that there are larger machinations trying to drive us apart beyond just, I don't know, like we worry about. So there's this paperclip scenario with AI that is described where if you programmed an AI to make as many paperclips as possible, and that's its only priority, it would destroy the whole world because its goal is to make as many paperclips as possible. So it would, the humans are using these raw materials for it, and that gets in the, for paperclips, but they're using it for cars, helicopters, whatever. That gets in the way of my primary objective, so I need to destroy humans. This would be I don't think it would even be put into words like that, but that's kind of the fear of a AI run amok. It's not that it all of a sudden has all these human instincts and desires for power and shit. And it's just like a force of nature that we're dealing with AI. And I kind of think that has already happened with the algorithms used by our social media and YouTube and whatnot, that we just give it some blank objective and turn it loose, and it's consuming humanity and it's driving us apart. It's not going to destroy us, but it's going to push us to destroy ourselves. And I don't know. I think that anyway, so I thought of that because the algorithm, blah, 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 algorithm drives us apart because, so her dad's like I think he's beyond Fox News. He's like a Newsmax kind of guy. And, but guess what? Here's how I agree with every fucking Trump supporter. By the way, if you don't know me, I'm not at all. I said some pretty ridiculous shit on social media. Got blocked by him, so it's a badge of honor. You talk to a Trump supporter though, what do they think? Oh, there is an elite set of billionaires that are trying to drive us apart, that are profiting off of COVID, that are corrupt and completely amoral, all pragmatic. I'm like, oh, yeah, I agree. But then where we disagree is like, what percentage of them are Jewish, Because it's not that I kind of think that they're all atheistic. And if they happen to identify with the religion, it's just bullshit because it behooves them to do so. But I have a feeling that a lot of Trump supporters, maybe not all, maybe not even a majority, but my guess would be a majority of them would probably put Jewish people at the top of that and think they have some conspiracy like that. And so they're not wrong about the seed of it, or like, here's a big one, like he's really suspicious about China. Well, bitch, I am very fearful of the Chinese government. Love the Chinese people. I would, their culture and their society is held ransom by this oppressive system of government. That's more complicated than because some of them are all for it too. They're party till they die. But even still, I don't know. It's probably similar to these Trump supporters where it's just like people get real confused and their emotions are very strong, because I don't even want to say they're dumb, but their emotions are just not. I think it comes down to too much confidence. Oh, this fucking tree is still down. Should pick that up. Ugh. I think one of the kernels of disagreement, I guess, I have with a lot of conservative-minded people, not just Trump supporters, but conservatives in general, is they're very confident in their beliefs. They're very confident that God looks like an old man or whatever, you know. They're very confident that Ronald Reagan was great because, you know, he won by such sweeping margins and he was really good at giving a speech. And they're very confident in, like, they value self-confidence. And because self-confidence is an asset, you know, when a player plays great, like Patrick Mahomes is playing great, he's playing with a lot of confidence. Yeah, confidence does make you perform better. But is that reason enough to have confidence about something you shouldn't have confidence about? And I think that goes in tail with hand in hand with some of the fucking crazy conspiracy theories they have. There's this like trend where on people make like TikToks where it's like a liberal conspiracy theorist would be like, hey, maybe the CIA actually did kill this person. But a Republican conspiracy theorist would be like, no, the CIA is aliens. And they all worked for George Soros and the Jewish elite. And they're an NW, like, they go completely overboard. And so I guess we're not that different though. Because I really agree though that there is an elite billionaire class and oligarchy that is just controlling everything. And some of them are corporate, some of them are politicians. You know, I don't think Black Lives Matter is part of its issue is that it's not organized, right? That's like one of the, not its issue necessarily, but like one of the challenges set before Black Lives Matter as a movement is there aren't really clear-cut leaders in it because it started as like a hashtag, right? I think that's the history of it. And so, I mean, that kind of right there disproves the idea, because if you're a Republican and you criticize Black Lives Matter for not having a clear objective or a clear leadership structure, but then also thinking that it is some Machiavellian conspiracy group, well, those two things are opposite of each other. And it's very fear-based. I think they're just a little bit more afraid than liberals are. You know, and they believe the same conspiracy theory, but their slightly higher levels of fear make them exponentially more irrational. And so they start believing just some of this bonkers shit to explain. You know, it's not that we don't disagree about the result. We disagree about the cause. Like the result, we agree on that there is an oligarchy, that we can't trust China, that there's, well, and then there's this strand of, oh, some people cannot handle white guilt. And honestly, as a white male who is apologetic, and like, I mean, dude, it is crippling. It is hard to find reasons to live sometimes. And I'm not like blaming people for that. I think it's unwise to flex on that a little bit. But like sometimes it does seem a bit vengeful more than productive. But that being said, you know, I think it's reasonable for me to feel guilty. Well, that's overwhelming for some people, especially someone who really values confidence and self-assuredness. And that's how they've gotten all their success in life, and that's what they use as evidence, is success. Yeah, it's not going to behoove them to lower themselves in society, like actively, like I do.